Forest faithful, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you will leave you absolutely speechless. The city ground has been turned upside down in the last 48 hours, and I'm not talking about renovations. I'm talking about 3 earth-shattering stories that have sent shockwaves through the heart of Nottingham. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, there's a creative midfielder training with the squad. While lawyers are writing threatening letters to North London, a Swedish speedster has already packed his bags for the Tyne, and a Brazilian maestro who flopped in Italy could be coming home to the Premier League. And guess what? Every single one of these stories is about to change the future of our beloved Reds. The phones are ringing off the hook at the city ground. Agents are working overtime. And somewhere in Greece, Evangelos Marinakis is making decisions that will define whether we're building a European powerhouse or watching our best talent walk away. And this isn't just transfer. Talk, Forest faithful. This is about the soul of our club. Smash that like button right now because you need to hear every word of what's happening. Hit subscribe and ring that notification bell because the next few weeks are going to be absolutely mental and you don't want to miss a single update. Comment below and tell me, are you ready for the emotional roller coaster I'm about to take you on? Because what I'm about to reveal about our star player will make your blood boil and your heart race at the same time. Here we go, Reds! The name that's been whispered in every pub around Nottingham, the player who's had lawyers working through the night, Morgan Gibbs White. And what I'm about to tell you will make you want to march straight to North London and give Daniel Levy a piece of your mind. Tottenham thought they were clever, didn't they? They thought they could waltz into our house, activate a $60 million release clause, and steal the heart and soul of our midfield. But here's where it gets absolutely mental. Forest have gone nuclear on Spurs. We're talking legal threats, accusations of illegal approaches, and a Greek shipping magnate who's ready to lose millions just to prove a point. The drama started when Tottenham mysteriously knew the exact amount of Morgan's release clause, 60 million to the penny. How convenient, right? Forest are absolutely furious because that information was supposed to be confidential. Someone leaked it, someone talked when they shouldn't have, and now Marinakis is out for blood. Our lawyers have sent threatening letters to both Tottenham and Gibbs White's agent, accusing them of breaching Premier League rules. We're talking about a full-scale legal war here, Forest faithful. The club has made it crystal clear. We're prepared to take this to the courts, to the Premier League, to anyone who will listen because no one disrespects Nottingham Forest. But here's the heartbreaking truth that's tearing the city ground apart. Morgan himself has made it clear to Marinakis that he wants to leave. For almost a year, the club has been trying to get him to sign a new contract offering him massive wages. But he's refused every single conversation. The boy's head has been turned by Champions League football and the bright lights of North London. Yet despite all this chaos, there's still hope. Fabrizio Romano himself admits the situation is tense and that it's going to take much longer than Spurs expected. Forest aren't backing down. And every day this drags on is another day for us to fight back. But Forest faithful, that's just the beginning of this summer of madness. Because while we're fighting tooth and nail to keep one star, we've already lost another. And now we come to the gut punch that every Red saw coming but hoped would never happen. Anthony Elanga has gone. $55 million to Newcastle United. And just like that, one of our most electric players is wearing black and white instead of red. This one hurts differently, doesn't it, Forest faithful? Because Anthony wasn't just a player for us, he was a weapon. 7 of the 20 fastest sprints in the entire Premier League last season belonged to him. When teams saw that Swedish lightning bolt charging down the wing, they knew they were in trouble. 6 goals, 11 assists, and available for every single Premier League match last season. 38 out of 38. While other stars were getting injured and missing games, Anthony was there, rain or shine, giving everything for the red shirt. He was the embodiment of our counter-attacking threat, the player who punished teams when they thought they had us figured out. But here's what makes this sale even more frustrating. Newcastle got champions. League football, and we didn't. One bloody place separated us from the big boys table. And now they're using that against us. They're cherry-picking our best players because they can offer what we couldn't quite reach. The money is good. $52 million guaranteed with another $3 million in add-ons. But money doesn't replace that pace, that directness, that ability to turn a game on its head with one sprint. Even Manchester United are getting a slice of this pie with their sell-on. Claus laughing all the way to the bank while we lose another homegrown talent. Eddie Howe knows exactly what he's getting. A player who can terrorize defenses, create chances, and provide the flexibility to play anywhere across the front line. And the most painful part? Anthony is excited about Champions League football, something we were so close to giving him ourselves. But Forest faithful, before you get too depressed about losing our Swedish speedster, let me tell you about the potential. Replacement that could be even more exciting. Hold on to your seats, Reds, because this final story might just be the one that changes everything. While we're losing players to bigger clubs, Edu Gaspar, our new global head of football, is cooking up something special, and it involves a Brazilian who's ready to escape his Italian nightmare, Douglas Luiz. Remember that name, because he could be the signing that transforms our entire midfield. This isn't some unknown prospect. This is a player who was absolutely phenomenal for Aston Villa in the Premier League before his disastrous move to Juventus. A player who knows exactly how to dominate English football. Here's where it gets interesting. Juventus want him gone. They're so desperate to get his wages off their books that they'll accept just $30 million for a player they paid much more for. It's a bargain that's almost too good to be true. And guess what? We're not the only ones who've noticed. Everton have already submitted a $35 million offer with an obligation to buy, and they're trying to wrap this deal up as quickly as possible. But here's where Edu's experience comes in. He wanted Douglas when he was at Arsenal. He knows exactly what this player can bring, and he's not going to let him slip away without a fight. Think about it, Forest faithful. While we're battling to keep Gibbs White and dealing with the loss of Elanga, we could be bringing in a proven Premier League midfielder who's desperate to prove himself again. A player with the technical ability to control games, the physicality to dominate the middle of the park, and the hunger to rebuild his reputation. This is the kind of signing that shows real ambition. While other clubs are shopping in the lower leagues or taking punts on youngsters, we're potentially bringing in a player who was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League just 2 seasons ago. The boy wants to come back to England. He knows he has something to prove, and that makes him dangerous. But time is running out. Every day we wait is another day for Everton or West Ham to complete their move. Edu needs to act fast. Forest need to show they mean business, and we need to prove that even when the vultures are circling, Nottingham Forest can still attract world-class talent. Final thoughts. The summer that defines us. So there you have it, Forest faithful. 3 stories that perfectly sum up the beautiful chaos of supporting our beloved Reds. We're fighting legal battles to keep our star midfielder. We've lost our Swedish speedster to Champions League temptation, and we're potentially about to sign a Brazilian who could transform our entire style of play. This is what supporting Nottingham Forest is all about, isn't it? The highs, the lows, the drama, the hope, and the absolute refusal to give up. While other clubs have predictable summers, we're out here living in a transfer thriller that would make Hollywood jealous. Smash that subscribe button right now, because the next few weeks are going to be absolutely mental. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single update on the Gibbs White saga, the hunt for Elanga's replacement, and whether we can beat Everton to Douglas Luiz. Comment below and tell me, are you ready to trust Edu and Marinakis to navigate this summer of madness? Do you think we can survive losing Gibbs White, or will his departure break the heart of every Red? And most importantly, are you excited or terrified about what comes next? Because one thing's for certain, Forest faithful, boring is one thing we'll never be. This summer will define whether we're building something special or starting over again. And I'll be here every step of the way to bring you every twist, every turn, and every emotional moment. What do you think will happen next in this incredible summer saga? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, through thick and thin, we are Nottingham Forest.